Human presence encompasses the entire globe, with settlements established on every continent. Even the most remote corners of Earth's jungles, oceans, and flats harbor human inhabitants. The magnitude of our impact is so profound that the majority of scientists contend that humanity has forever imprinted Earth's geological record. Hence, a thought-provoking doubt emerges. What would unfold if all humans suddenly vanished from the planet? In the absence of human maintenance, certain human creations would immediately backfire. Within hours of our disappearance, oil refineries would malfunction, resulting in month-long infernos at facilities such as those in western India, the southern United States, and South Korea. Similarly, underground rail systems like those in London, Moscow, and New York City would face abandonment, causing hundreds of drainage pumps to fail and inundate the tunnels within a mere 3 days. As the first week draws to a close, the majority of emergency generators would stop functioning, plunging the Earth into darkness for the first time in centuries, once the fires have been extinguished. Subsequent changes would unfold more gradually after the initial catastrophic month. Over 20 years, sidewalks would be ravaged by encroaching weeds and tree roots. During this period, flooded tunnels would erode the streets above, transforming them into urban rivers. In temperate climates, the freeze-thaw cycle of seasons would further deteriorate these waterways, causing pavement and concrete foundations to crack. Consequently, leaking pipes would provoke a similar reaction in concrete structures, resulting in the collapse of most skyscrapers within 200 winters. Cities situated in river deltas, like Houston, would experience a gradual but inevitable decay. Eventually, these buildings would be completely washed away, thereby depositing crushed concrete into neighboring tributaries. In rural and suburban areas, decay would manifest at a slower pace, although in predictable ways. Leaks, mold, and infestations of bugs and rodents, the customary enemies of homeowners, would now go unchallenged. Within 75 years, the supporting beams of most houses would have decayed and sagged, transforming them into collapsed heaps that serve as habitats for local rodents and lizards. However, in this post-human world, the term local takes on a new significance. Our cities abound with introduced plant species that have now proliferated unchecked in their adopted environments. Shanghai's waterways, for instance, would be enveloped by a dense green carpet of water hyacinth. Poisonous giant hogweeds would overrun the banks of London's Thames River, while Chinese ailanthus trees would burst through the streets of New York City. As sunken skyscrapers contribute crumbled concrete to the emerging forest floor, the soil acidity would decline, potentially fostering the growth of new plant life. This post-human era would also witness an extension of biodiversity into the animal kingdom. Animals would follow the unhindered spread of both native and non-native plants, venturing into new habitats aided by the remnants of our bridges. In general, our infrastructure would save certain animal species while condemning others. Cockroaches, for instance, would continue to thrive in their native tropical habitats. Still, their urban counterparts, lacking our heating systems, would likely perish due to freezing temperatures within a span of 2 winters. Except for a few resourceful pigs, dogs, and feral housecats. Most domesticated animals would be unable to survive without human intervention. Conversely, the diminished light pollution would preserve over 1 billion birds annually, as their migratory patterns would no longer be disrupted by blinking communication tower lights and high-tension wires. Mosquitoes, on the other hand, would proliferate endlessly in one of their preferred human-made breeding grounds: rubber tires, which last for nearly a millennium. As flora and fauna flourish, Earth's climate would gradually recover from the millennia of human-induced impact. The natural processes would take approximately 35,000 years to eradicate the remaining traces of lead, a remnant of the Industrial Revolution, from the soil. Furthermore, it could require an additional 65,000 years for carbon dioxide levels to return to the state preceding human existence. Even after the passage of millions of years, the legacy of humanity would endure. Carved in unyielding granite, Mount Rushmore in America would persist for 7.2 million years. The chemical composition of our bronze sculptures would ensure their recognizability for over 10 million years. Deep beneath the surface, the remnants of cities constructed on floodplains would be preserved as a form of trace fossils. Ultimately, even these traces would be erased from the planet's face. Humanity has not always existed, nor will it live on indefinitely. Nonetheless, by examining a world without of our presence, we may take a deeper understanding of the world we currently inhabit. Thanks for watching. Subscribe or follow to support our work.